Hi, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning. So I'm just going to hang on another minute or so for one or two other people to join. Morning, Adrian. Morning, David. You can hear me?
Morning.
I say morning, David. How are you?
Hello.
Morning.
Right, let me, I'm going to record this meeting, if that's okay with everybody, just so we can share this. We've had a few people say they can't join this morning, so I'm going to record it and share it elsewhere, if that's okay. So let me just share my screen. We'll make a start. So this will be approximately 25-30 minutes in length. It's not going to be too long. There's a chance to ask some questions at the end. So let me just start the call. I think somebody else is trying to get in the lobby. Morning, Steve. Right, morning officially. Hopefully you can see my screen. Linda, can you see the screen? You've got your mic on?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that. Perfect, great. Okay, right, we'll make a quick start. Thank you for those that jumped on the call. This is a, like I said, 25-30 minute presentation just to walk through our next Build North Expo event, which takes place in Leeds on the 16th of October. More so just to give a bit more colour and flavour to what Build North Expo is as a brand and what to expect as a potential exhibitor or attendee at the event later in the year. So if I just take quickly what we're going to talk through. So a quick introduction to who we are as the event organisers at Crosby Associates Media. We'll then just quickly talk through the concept behind Build North Expo, which is a new brand that we launched earlier this year in 2025. We'll have a quick look back at the event we held in Bolton in February earlier this year, and then we'll have a look ahead towards what's planned and what to expect from Leeds in October. And then we'll have a quick look through what's involved from an exhibitor's point of view in terms of what you get as an exhibitor, what's included in your package, how does it cost to exhibit. We'll have a look at the remaining floor space that's available, and then at the very end, and we'll wait to the end for you guys to ask me any questions linked to anything that I've just gone through and discussed. And that's all clear. So quick kick-off into who we are at Crosby Associates Media. So we've been around for 28 years and a slight self-label, but we are certainly one of the UK's fastest growing independent media publishers. I would say that with some conviction in terms of top-line revenue growth that we've seen in the last 12-18 months, the amount of audience that we've grown across our various different brands. So albeit we are the organisers of Build North Expo, we are also working across other sectors. We are and traditionally we're a B2B contract publisher working with UK trade federations, chambers of commerce and the affordable housing sector. But for the purpose of Build North Expo, those UK trade federations, or actually you can see on the graphic in the bottom left-hand corner, people like the Builders Merchant Federation, National Federation of Builders, Scottish Building Federation, and others that you see. So we are media partners for those trade federations, producing print, online media content on behalf of those federations for its wider membership and the wider building and construction sector. So that's kind of part of what we do. We do all the stuff, like I've mentioned, with people like Chambers of Commerce producing media on their behalf, again, for their members. And we have a whole heap of our own owned media brands that we have. We've been very proactive this year at launched 4 or 5 new businesses, primarily online businesses. That includes brands including buildnews.co.uk that was launched back in February. That's now generating around 100,000 page views a month, so really sort of growing and becoming quite quickly the daily voice for the building and construction industry. So outside of all that we do, we have branched out into events, as we'll talk through here for Build North Expo. We're also a leader of digital marketing solutions in this space. So we do specialise equally in things like video marketing, which has been good fun, producing videos for clients across a range of different sectors. And we're also leading the way, in my opinion at least, with AI-driven lead generation that we use in e-marketing and LinkedIn as another means of getting people, businesses, advertisers directly in front of their target market. So that's who we are at Crosby. So yes, we're the brand behind Build North Expo, but we're a very much a multimedia publishing business and online specialists, and primarily in the building and construction space. So that's Crosby. In terms of Build North, the birth of Build North Expo, we launched the brand earlier this year. So our first event being February 2025. And really the concept behind Build North was we're pretty active and we represent and attend lots of different similar events across the UK, but except in most of these events are southern based, they're either London based or as far north as Birmingham. There's very little representation, and when we're attending or exhibiting at similar events, there was very little northern based shows or expos or events for the building construction sector. There are events in the north, but there was too few. There wasn't enough representation for the north. We're northern based, we're based in Warrington, up in the northwest. So for us, there was a bit of a gap in the market there and a bit of a sweet spot that we thought we could address. The bit that we do differently, that's quite unique, is that we run this event in collaboration or in partnership with trade federations that we work with, and again it's those ones that you can see on the graphic in the bottom left hand corner. So this event is very much in hand in partnership with people like the Builders Merchants Federation, National Access and Scaffolding Confederation, National Federation of Builders, etc., all people that you can see on the screen there. So it's very much done together. The event is there for the wider sector. Exhibitors tend to be suppliers, service providers and industry experts who are looking to promote themselves directly to the attendees being building construction, building materials, through to scaffolders. They're the people that attend the events. The exhibitors tend to be suppliers and service providers who want to directly market on the day to the attendees. So Build North Expo is a series of one-day events, and again, looking at what else is out there, most events, expos, conference shows can be 2-3 days, and typically we found this again as a exhibitor elsewhere, taking people out of the business for 3 days, 4 days, traveling costs and everything else was probably quite a difficult thing for us to navigate. So we've gone for northern events, one-day shows in collaboration with trade federation partners, and I think that's what we're doing slightly differently. The objective for any organiser of events is to have a full exhibitor hall, and that's in terms of attendees and exhibitors. We're looking for a full guest speaker programme, and primarily this is also an extension of networking, and these are great opportunities to network with peers, colleagues and potential clients in this space. So that's a very quick sort of summary of what Build North Expo is and sort of how the brand was born and where the concept came from. Excuse me. So I'm just going to have a quick look back at sort of our first event in Bolton. There's a bit of a theme here that we tend to use football stadiums. That isn't a given, by the way, that we always exhibit at football stadiums. It's just the way it's worked out with the first few shows that we done. So the first one we did at Bolton Wanderers back in February. We had a full, which was meeting that objective. We had a full exhibitor hall. We had 84 businesses exhibiting on the day, and that was really a true cross-section and representation from the wider building and construction industry. We launched a website, as you would expect, several months before that first event, which is, as you can see on the screen, www.buildnorthexpo.co.uk. That website generated 50,000 sets of eyeballs in the month of the event, as we pushed things like content, pre and post publicity, people downloading tickets. Free. This is a free to attend event, by the way, so people downloading tickets. I think after this presentation, please feel free to go onto the website Build North Expo, and that will give you full details of previous events, forthcoming events, what to expect, what you get as part of your package as an exhibitor, rates, prices, etc., etc. So everything's on the website. But yeah, our first event in Bolton we were extremely pleased with, and probably a good idea, rather than me just tell you what happened at Bolton, I'll show you the next slide, if it works, depending on my Wi-Fi, a quick 30-second video of the event that we captured at Bolton. Nearly got it twice. Hopefully the audio worked. I don't know if you could hear it from your end. But anyway, that's a quick 30-second catch of our events over in Bolton. The bit that we also did slightly differently before the Bolton event, we actually held, and we do hold, a pre-expo network event and a VIP reception for all exhibitors. So really good night. So the night before, or the day before, we held the expo in Bolton. We held an evening event at the White's Hotel, which happens to be connected to the stadium. We had 130 guests, which was the exhibitors, plus guests that attended that. So we had a really good night. So what you can see there is hopefully a lot of people having fun. So it was fairly light-hearted. It was a genuine network event. We do feed and provide drinks, and probably too many drinks for exhibitors the night before as part of your package as an exhibitor. It's a genuine network event in a relaxed environment. You probably have to listen to me for 10-15 minutes at some point just to talk about plans for the next day and what's going to happen this evening and when you're going to get fed, which is the second picture you can see there. We're just talking to people before we let you sort of get access to things like drinks and everything else. But it was a really good night, and the feedback that we got was that people got genuine business and leads and new contacts from that event. So that's purely for the exhibitors, not for the attendees. This is an exhibitor reception. So yeah, really pleased that we did that and the value we got from it. Again, you'll see this on the website, buildnorthexpo.co.uk. Just some of the feedback, again, which is probably not that clear to read on the screen here, but there's some photographs of the different speakers that we had on the day. On the right-hand side is feedback from exhibitors, from attendees that attended Bolton. So there's a capture there of primarily, it looks like LinkedIn posts that people have placed to say we're here at the Expo and so on and so on. What a great day we've had. So there's probably 30 to 40 bits of feedback that are on the website for you to go and have a read of separately, rather than I go through it now, but it's a capture of positive feedback. So that was Bolton. That was our first gig, if you like, back in February. So switching attention to our next event, which takes place in Leeds. That is on October the 16th. Again, it's exactly the same format. It's a one-day event. It's held in association with our trade partners from UK trade federations. A bit of detail in terms of how the event works. So the day prior, Wednesday the 15th, we have access to the venue between 8 AM and 8 PM for exhibitors to get access to the venue and settle for the show the next day. The expo itself on the Thursday, in this instance on the 16th, is open to the public, to attendees from 9 AM to 4 PM. Exhibitors on the day can get access from 8 AM, and again it's exactly the same template and format, a schedule of guest presenters. So we have a schedule of different speakers, industry experts throughout the day, starting from 10 o'clock, and the last one I think finishes at 3 o'clock. So we try and keep people engaged throughout the day with different speakers. There are also incentives and prizes and raffles throughout the day that we have as well. So a few details in terms of logistics of how things work. So we do get access the day before to set up. Just to explain the venue, Leeds, unlike Bolton, Bolton is it's a really nice stadium and everything's in the stadium. At Leeds, it's slightly different, but actually slightly better. That the hall, the venue itself, is actually opposite Ellen Road. In fact, I think you can see the reflection in that image on the left-hand side for Centenary Pavilion. You can actually see the main stand of Ellen Road behind it. So it's actually a venue. It's owned by Leeds United. It's Leeds United's venue, but they actually have a separate venue outside of the main concourse of the stadium, which is slightly better. And so there's one negative bit about Bolton: when it's all within one venue and one concourse, probably quite difficult to navigate and find the venue. But here, standalone, we'll be the only people exhibiting and taking that venue on the day. The right-hand side gives you a scale of the size of the venue that's decked out. So that's not decked out on that image for an expo, but you get an idea for the size and scale of the venue and how it looks on the inside, which is really good, by the way. So we're really happy with our choice of venue for Leeds. Again, we're going to hold the night prior a exhibitor network and VIP reception. So we have booked a venue, which happens to be the Clayton Hotel in Leeds. It's approximately a mile, 1.2 miles from the stadium. So again, we will host an event there the night before. It's very much, again, as I said earlier, a VIP night purely for exhibitors only, and that's a chance for exhibitors to go and network, meet new friends, new contacts, and no doubt have a few drinks with us and with each other on that night. We do have a discount code for the hotel, for Clayton Hotel, for exhibitors. So if you're exhibiting and needing to stay over, which many will, I think we took over 100 rooms at the White's Hotel in Bolton back in February. We've reserved, I think, an initial 50, but I think it's 250 availability if needed at the Clayton Hotel. So if you are exhibiting, there is a code that we can provide you with to get a discounted overnight stay. So how much does it cost to be an exhibitor? And what do you get in that package? So there are 3 standard prices: a 4 metre, 6 metre and 8 metre squared stand space. So effectively you're buying floor space at this venue. What's included in that package? You're not just getting the stand space on the day, but you do get that. We also provide in that cost the full shell stand build. So we work with a third-party shell skiing company. They will build a stand based on the requirements of a 4, 6, 8 metre squared. That's included in that price. If you wish to choose additional elements and bits and pieces to that stand, i.e. graphics, spotlight, signage, that can be upgraded directly with the third-party stand build company, not through ourselves. So you're exhibiting, you get the stand built for you. We do provide you with lunch, if I can get my words out, lunch and drinks on the day as well. So you get a voucher to redeem at the venue. So we do feed you as an exhibitor on the day. You do get discounted hotel accommodation the night prior, as I said, on the 15th of October. And as an exhibitor, you get absolutely tons of exposure, both pre and post event marketing across various different media channels, which I think I'll cover on the next slide. So there's lots of noise and publicity in a 4-month build-up pre the event, and certainly plenty after. So all of that's included in the prices, the 3 price points that you can see on the screen. We do also have some separate packages for exhibitors that go a little bit beyond that as well. So again, it's exercising some more of our assets that we have. So for example, package 1, I think my camera's just fallen down, so bear with me. So for package 1, you get a 6 metre stand square, you get a full page advertisement in the event programme that we distribute on the day, and you also get 3 months worth of digital advertising at the event, on buildnorthexpo.co.uk, for example. And then package 2, 3, 4 varies in sort of exposure and assets. Package 4 actually comes with 12 months worth of advertising online on the website, articles and paid press releases on Build North Expo website, and we also produce a video for you. It's a 30 to 60 second corporate video and 1 social edit that's included in that package 4. So again, it's not just buying a stand on a day and all the elements that you get with it as per the previous slide. You can actually go and extend all of that marketing through our other assets that we have, like video and online advertising. But ultimately it's up to anybody what they wish to choose. So just going to quickly share how Leeds is shaping up. I think we're about 65% sort of capacity in terms of stand space that's already filled. So the main entrance is actually at the bottom entrance where you got the gap between stand 291 and 101. That is the main entrance. There's one entrance to this venue at the Centenary Pavilion. There is the central stage, which we got in the centre. So we've removed any stands behind that. So there are 4 screens, large screens, behind the stage where we have our speakers. The stage area looks really big. It's not that big. That's actually including some theatre style seating for people to go and listen to presentations. We do isolate the presentation audio to that sort of stage area, but we do have overall audio access for the wider venue when we're trying to promote bits and pieces. As exhibitors, you will also get on the screens either side of the stage your branding and logos throughout the day as well. We'll also highlight and promote guest speakers and time slots, and where you can get food and drinks and etc. etc. So we're about 65% full. I think the venue holds 120 stands. I think we've got 40 something on that screen that's still available. You can see that probably the central areas are pretty much full now, but there's plenty of opportunity there for others to come along and exhibit at this event. In terms of marketing, sort of what are we doing to drive people to the event? So this isn't exhibitors per se, this is very much driving attendees. So that marketing campaign, which is a 4-month campaign, started probably 3-4 weeks ago. What do we do to drive people to the events? Well, one is we've got, as I've mentioned very briefly, we have some very smart AI driven lead generation technology, which allows us to find people of interest based on a search criteria. So in this example, we might want to be sending those comms to people who are in the building and construction space within a 75-mile radius from Leeds, and we can select sort of things like job title and number of employees for that business. So we are finding through a search criteria and using AI a means and a mechanism to market the event to those people. We've started a paid targeted Facebook or Meta Facebook and Instagram campaign that has a reach of 5,000 per day, again targeting people to a fairly similar criteria of up to sort of 75-mile radius from Leeds. And again, we own, as I outlined at the very start, a host of publications, print brands and online media in the building and construction space with trade federations. So again, we're marketing, publicising, advertising the events through our own media, and also through our extended online media and social media channels, e.g. Build News that I mentioned earlier, our new online website launch that has a reach of 100,000 page views per month. And also there is in-area and will be in-area branding and marketing across Leeds itself, in trade stores, and probably through merchants and through builders merchants is the best way to market the event from experience that we've done previously. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the background to drive attendance to this event. Oops, sorry if I move on to the next slide. So some of the things you get as an exhibitor, what are the reasons to book sort of now as the 65% has booked? You get a lot more value the earlier that you book. So look, fine if people want to book, if we have availability right before the event, but you will miss out on that 4 months worth of branding and marketing. So for example, as you can see on the screen here, we've started profiling across social media as articles on websites and online, a countdown to the event, but also we are spotlighting and running content on each exhibitor. So you can see on the left hand side there, Build North Expo Leeds, exhibitor spotlight, Leeds Solar. So there's an article and some images there, us profiling in that example, Leeds Solar. And on the right hand side, which is from the Build North Expo website, you've got a whole host of people that were profiling. So you're getting lots of value and bang for your buck. The earlier that you book, you'll get the exposure, you'll get your logo and branding on the website, you'll get an article online and across social media and things like LinkedIn. So you can see there we've got ProTech Group, we've got Leeds Solar that I've just mentioned, Lift Roller UK, Build Test Solutions. So all these guys have all had sort of content that's already out there, and that remains and lives on the website for the duration and beyond pre and post the campaign. So there's a whole plethora of added value and exposure. Just to quickly show, again, I mentioned at the very start that who Crosby Associates Media are. We're a media partner for a number in the building and construction space. There's some of our brands on the screen there that you can see. And again, invitation to this event is very much to the members of these federations that we work with directly. So we have direct access, for example, to the recipients of House Build magazine on the left-hand side, which happens to be distributed to all SME house builders in the UK. Brick Build, which is a quarterly brand that we publish on behalf of the National Federation of Builders, goes to all NFB members, also goes to things like planning departments, local councils, surveyors, architects. So that's a publication that goes to the wider building construction industry. So all these publications will carry pre-publicity, as they already have actually, some two-page spreads, some editorial, some direct advertising and branding in all those brands that go to the members about Build North Expo. So really driving attendance and registration for the event. And I think that's everything I had to, and I said 25 minutes and it's bang on 25 past 10, so well done me for timing. Question and answers. I think my microphone, my camera has fallen down, so if I keep this on the screen, you're not going to be seeing a camera that's pointing towards the floor somewhere. So you should have access to your audio. I can see some of you in the corner of my screen. So any questions, really Build North Expo, anything about exhibiting or anything else? I can see James Morris has got his hand up. Morning, James.
Good morning. How are you doing? Thank you very much for all this info. Quick question. Could you talk us through the demographic and profile of the attendees walking the floor at the event? Just a little bit more detail around why are, because I get us exhibiting and taking a stand. I'm just trying to understand the people the floor? Are they construction companies? Are they innovation people? Who exactly are they? And a bit more detail and clarity there, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So first and foremost, because we work in partnership with all those trade federations that I've mentioned, so an invitation to have free tickets is sent out and pushed out first and foremost to all those trade federation members. So the members of the NFB, BMF, etc., all have an invitation. So I can see already, because we've got access to obviously who's downloading free tickets. We can see, so for example, Travis Perkins, who happens to be a member of the Builders Merchant Federation, have access to some tickets over the weekend. And I know that that's in my head because I sort of took some tickets at the weekend. You've got some fairly local, again, looking at who's purchased tickets, downloaded tickets, that they're very much local building and construction companies. So there's a brick supplier who's downloaded tickets. It's everybody. A scaffolding company has downloaded tickets. So it's anybody who's working in that space that I can see already, from merchants like a Travis Perkins. I can't remember the name of the scaffolding company, but a scaffolding company, for example, has downloaded tickets. There's a brick supplier and manufacturer that's downloaded tickets. There will be some people attending who are probably looking to be there because they probably want to sell to their own products and services, probably in there. But generally, it will be a representation of the people that you see on the screen and the wider membership, and primarily those members who are northern based. And again, when we came up with the concept, these federations themselves felt there wasn't enough voice or networking opportunity for their northern membership. So really, again, that was that sort of sweet spot, working with these guys, accepting that most of their members had to probably travel to London for any network event or meeting. So again, it satisfied that need. So yeah, I'm happy to. I was going to put on the screen actually, but whether I'm breaching data protection at this point, a couple of screen grabs off the. We've got something like 340 tickets already downloaded, so I can see exactly who they are. Except we've got another 3.5 months before the event yet, so we will drive that between now and October and get that number up. But already I think that's quite healthy to have 340-50 downloaded tickets. So they're all businesses, they're not one-man bands that we're seeing, they're all businesses who are downloading tickets, if that answers the question, James.
Understood, that's clear, thank you.
Yeah. I can see somebody else has their hand up. I can't see that person's name, but I can see hand up.
Yes, David. Just a quickie, and going on from James's brilliant question, do you find out job descriptions or job titles prior to the event? And if so, do you have a sort of a pattern or any identification of those of that data from Bolton and what you would expect in Leeds?
Yes, we do, David. Thank you for the question. So, because people are filling in a form online, that's asking for company name, person attending, job title, and yes, we are then capturing things like email addresses and telephone numbers. What we are providing exhibitors, and we did this at Bolton, was we didn't provide personal details like email addresses and telephone numbers, but we did provide people with. These are the people that attended, this is who they are and their job title and their company. It tends to be, to answer your question directly, business owners. So for example, I think there's a company called, they're an online, I can't remember, I think they're called Marketing Materials, but forgive me if I haven't got that exactly right. They're an online building materials provider. They downloaded 3 tickets. I know them. They actually exhibited at Bolton. They've got tickets for this event. They are the 3 owners of the business that I attended, or at least 2 of them are owners and 1 other sort of marketing. They tend to be marketing execs, stroke business owner, typically.
Okay, and one more question from Bolton. Have you had many rebooked from Bolton that are going to Leeds?
We've got a few. So actually, some people actually signed up on the day to take stand space. It's probably in the region of about 30-35% have rebooked. Some of that challenge will be geographical distance, availability, etc., etc. But about 35% of people that went to Bolton also then booked up, and most actually did it on the day actually, or some actually did it the night before. Maybe because we planned them full of free booze the night before. But we had several people rebook for Leeds. I think in a way it's probably a good thing that we've got a mix, not just having the same people all the time. I think it's probably good that We've tended to focus. So the list that's a little bit different for exhibitors this time is we've tried to and get sole representation from different suppliers and service providers rather than have 3 or 4 of the same thing. So we tried to be a little bit more specific, I suppose. So even things like, we've got things like a specialist Portaloo company exhibiting, but we've only got one of those people because we only want one of those sort of people there, and they want to directly market and exhibit their nice smart Portaloo for builders and building companies to have on site, for example, which we never had at Bolton. So we've gone and tried to find a better range of relevant exhibitors. Thank you for the question, David. Any other questions? Again, I won't be able to see all of you, so I might have to rely on people's hands, or just fire a question out, because again, I'm looking at my screen. So if you've got a question, by all means, just shout out the question. Is anybody on the call already exhibiting here? Are you all in the mindset of this may be of interest for us? Again, I can't quite see who's on the call, but anybody already at the event already committed to exhibiting? No? Okay. Well, if there's no further questions, I can share the recording, by the way, if that's helpful for people. I can see James. It's James again. James has got another question. Well done, James.
Hiya. So just to build on what we've been discussing so far, so you've got the pre-networking event for exhibitors, and then at the event, can you just talk us through any of the digital marketing? I believe you said we give you their names and their company, but we don't give email and phone numbers. Can you just talk through, is there an app, a platform, a database? How do we maximize our reach to set up meetings while at the event?
Yeah, so let me answer that in 2 parts. So the event, if you can see that back on the screen, I think I've gone back to the exhibitor, the network event on the screen. Hopefully you can see that. So that night, which is purely for exhibitors, the bit where I'm a little bit more protective is sharing data of attendees. But for exhibitors, you can share on that night, and from the Bolton experience, a lot of value was gained on that night from exhibitors talking to one another in that more relaxed environment. So people networking, sharing business cards, doing whatever on that night. Again, we had 130 people there at Bolton on the pre-network night. You can do whatever you want on that night and share details with whoever you want. In terms of sharing data with attendees, again, as my previous point, been a little bit more protective of the data we share, but we can certainly give you company name of who attended. In terms of the marketing reach, I guess it's up to us to make sure that we are getting as many people there as possible and as diverse type of attendance as possible, so you guys get absolute value from it. In terms of the marketing as well, we talked a little bit about, I can't remember which slide it was on, if I quickly find it. It's here, Expo Marketing. So the stuff that we are doing pre and post, so it's also the readership of all the brand media, all the print publications, the online media that we talked around, that is also baked into more added value. So it's again, to recap, it's the people who attend on the day, the registered attendees, who all look to be within a 70-mile radius of Leeds, but a cross-section of representation for the wider building and construction industry is number 1. 2, the networking is you networking, sharing details, making new contacts with fellow exhibitors. It's the pre and post-event marketing, so it's the readership, the eyeballs, like any marketing, any paid advertising campaign. What you'll get from that, I won't be able to give you analytics of who exactly is reading. I can give you who the print readership is and demographic of that print readership, because we have that. There are brands. I can give you the audience and the site traffic for any of our owned websites, if that helps as well. So I can say, okay, we've got 100,000 eyeballs on Build News and 75,000 on Build North Expo website. So during the course of that campaign of Build North Expo, you've also been exposed to 300,000 sets of eyeballs in that 4-month period, for example. So I think there's several, to answer your question in a long-winded way, there's several touch points here of value from attendance on the day, people that you meet at the network event, other contacts you may make for extended marketing across several brands that I've shared on the screen and associated websites. So the actual aggregate audience of all that marketing, and I can't remember which slide I've shown earlier, all those brands that are shared here on that slide, you know, the combined audience of all this and printed online is fairly significant.
Understood, thank you.
Thanks, James. I have another hand. I think it's David again.
Yeah.
I think it's got his hand
Hello
up.
again.
Okay.
Apologies.
No,
James
it's
and
okay.
I double tagging you. I actually want to pick up on James's point there. It's actually quite an interesting thing. Do you actually capture what the attendees' intent is of attending, what they would be looking for? Because that may well be useful for exhibitors and perhaps pre-qualifying their attendance. Is that something that you've considered?
It's something we haven't considered. We haven't certainly done that on the entry form, but maybe moving forward, yeah, maybe that's a good thing. We can have a drop-down menu, I guess, on the entry document to say, what's your purpose for attending? Is it to make new contacts, to network, to buy, to sell, whatever it might be? So we haven't captured that data.
Yeah.
Apologies, but that's me being transparent. But yeah, maybe that's a good capture, so we have a better understanding of.
It's good. I mean, it's probably another tier to your packages for an enhanced data package.
Yeah.
Failing that, it's left to us having intriguing stands and offering incentives for email addresses and names. Be quite good to pre-qualify that.
Yeah, no, I think it's a really, really good idea. We haven't done that, but certainly we'll take that away. We are planning to do. We've got a lot of things to juggle. We're hoping to have the aspirations to have 4 of these events next year. Again, there'll be northern based, Liverpool, Sheffield. We've been asked to do one in Scotland because, again, I think there's very little like this in Scotland. And people said, if you do one in Scotland, we'll exhibit. So we haven't quite thrashed that out yet. We've got about 8 venues we looked at for next year. So yeah, I think having that pre-qualification for why attendees want to come is a good shout. I think that gives us a bit more data and intel for these events moving forward. Yeah, thanks, Dave. That's a really, really good point. Paul, from James and David, any further questions? Or I think we're about done. I think. Good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for attending. Thank you for the questions. Hopefully that's been of interest and useful, and hopefully giving you a little bit more, as I said at the start, a bit more colour and flavour into Build North Expo and what the event's all about, who we work with, who's attending, and what the aspirations are. Good. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you at the next Build North Expo event.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.